Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to do another video here. Uh, I know there's tons of these on YouTube. This is something I bought, I don't know, a few years ago, and I've used it a lot of times for projects where I need some heat, but I don't need to fire up a electric heating element or uh, you know, just for small things. I made a couple of these jute twine matches. It's got a aluminum, it's an old era shaft that I cut down about 3 inches long, and then jute twine that I soaked, and I just, put some wax in an old tin can, and really didn't want to, put the heating, the one burner electric heating element I got. I didn't want to hook it up a pan of water and double boil, so I just used this to heat up the can of wax to make these jute matches, whatever you want to call them. They're great. I mean, you can slide this out, have flame, and then just snuff it out. And you can see I've already used this one. But this video ain't about that. It's about something else. And the reason why I want to do this video, I seen another guy's video talking about them, being junk, and they're really not junk. And what I'm talking about is an alcohol stove. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it up close and personal, and I'll light it, and I'm not going to cook anything on it, but I'll get more into it when I turn the camera around so you can see it, so stay with us. Okay, this alcohol stove actually fits into an aluminum stand. This is gold color, and got little ears here so the actual alcohol stove can fit down in it. The alcohol stove consists of course, a brass can, and this here just pops off. This is your snuffer to snuff out the flame. Plus, if you want to control, let me put it back on, if you want to control, instead of having a complete open flame, say you're wanting to cook on something and then you want it to simmer, you got this handle here, and you can open this up, and it just barely exposes some of the flame. Okay, but it's used mainly to snuff it out. Okay, here, this is your lid to keep your alcohol, because you can fill this up with 91% alcohol, but it just unscrews, and there is a rubber O-ring. Now, it's not attached to the lid, but this basically covers the holes. You can see these holes along through here, and this covers the holes so no alcohol leaks, but it just lays in the lid. When you put it on, just make sure it's on there real good, and then screw that back down, and then you don't have to worry about any spillage. Okay, and then what it does, and I got alcohol in this, what it does, it sits down on the burner. Now, let's say I wanted to make a pot of coffee. That coffee pot sets right on it. If I've got a Stanley cook pot, that will set right on top of there. I've got one, but it's in my backpack. But what you do, once you put your alcohol in there, now this one is lined like with a cotton wick. It's in there, and it draws up the alcohol in, and acts just like a wick. And then all these little holes around this, and I'm hoping you can see those, all those little holes, they will start flaming. But now these won't start. These are called jets. They won't start until the alcohol reaches a certain temperature, almost a boiling temperature or whatever. So when you light it, I don't know if you can see that. It might be taking a little bit to burn. I cut the overhead light off. You can see that flaming. Now, like I said, if you was getting ready to put it out, you take this lid here and you just put it over top of it, and it'll go out. It'll snuff out the flame. But you have to let that burn and burn until these jets. One just started. But this, I think some I call it an alcohol stove. I think some call it a transient stove. But it'll burn and burn until all these holes, all these jets will start burning. But it has to reach a certain temperature before it'll do that. And we'll be back as soon as they're all burning. Okay, we're almost at the point that all the jets are burning now. And then you can set your coffee pot, your Stanley Cook pot, whatever on top of this. And if you've got this full, it should burn long enough to perk you a good cup of coffee. I've used my little 2-cup aluminum coffee pot on this, but I had to make I took some wire, something like, let me find it, something like this. So I could lay it across this way. I actually had 3 of them. So my little 2-cup coffee pot could set on top of it. But you can see those jets. I've turned the lights out so you could see how they do. Now, if you're going to turn the light back on, now, say you were done and you wanted to snuff this out, all you would do, put that on top of it, and it snuffs it out. Now, like I said, if you were cooking and you just wanted partial flame, you could open it up like that and it would still burn. But to snuff it out, just put that over top of it, say it lays loose. Okay, and it's out. Now, once this cools down, then you'd put the lid back on it, tighten it down. And there's tons of do-it-yourself stoves, and I'll show you some here in just a minute. Now, while I'm waiting for that to cool, to put the lid on it, I'll show you some. These were some of the first ones that I made. And basically, it's 2 pop cans. Well, this one's 1 pop can. You have the bottom of the can, and you have the top, and you cut the middle out, but you leave enough on the bottom, comes up about this far, and you have the top comes down about that far. And basically, it's a form fit. Kind of bend the ends of the bottom in. I didn't do a video when I made this. And you put it in there. Then I think it was a Dremel with I can't remember, it might be an 1/8 inch drill bit, and drilled holes. Now this one, I believe if I remember right, this one might be a double walled. Yeah, it is a double walled. That's how you have to make it. The middle that you cut off the can, you cut you a strip. Probably, I can't even see how long it is or wide it is, and I don't know where my ruler is where I'd measure it, but I think it's about 1 inch or so, and it goes on the inside of the can. And the lid flips over, and so you can actually see where it overlaps. And it's got a little V notch. I don't know if you see that V notch out right there. It's got a little V notch. In fact, there's two of them. And I think, get that in there. Yeah, right there. There's two of them, one on each side. And I put cotton between this inner wall and this outer wall at the bottom. And like I said, the top goes over, piece goes over, and you just crimp it around. And I kind of made it smooth the best I could. And then you just pour your alcohol on this, light it like I did the brass one. And as it starts to heat up to boiling temperatures, these jet holes, you'll start having flames come out of them. But again, you can't just set something on here because it needs air, and it's getting air through here. So you have to have some sort of little stand or something across it where you can set your pot or your kettle on top of it. Then I made this one. They call this the penny stove, and as you can see, it's got a penny in it. And basically, it's the same thing. At the bottom of I can't even remember what this can was. I don't think it was Mountain Dew, but it's the bottom of a can, the top of the can, and there might be a inner wall, and you poke a center hole and 4 little holes, and that's so you can get the alcohol in there. And you leave just enough alcohol, and you pour it in where you see some on top, and you can light it. And after it gets going real good, these jets again, and I used one of those push pins to put these holes in. But once it gets going, throw that penny over top of it. And then they'll burn it out around that. Then I made a bigger one, and that looks like that was probably a Coke can from Walmart. They're a great value brand. But again, a bottom and a top, another wall inside. I can't remember if this one's got cotton in it or not, but it's the same principle. But this one will hold more alcohol than this one. And you put alcohol in here till you got some laying up in here. You light it, let it burn until these jets start flaming. Throw you a penny over the holes. And then this one, I needed a way to snuff these out, so I redesigned, and I made another one. Now this one is like the first one I made. Deeper. There's your double wall, and you might be able to see if I can get a flashlight to work. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. I never staged any of this hardly. Yep. Let me get another flashlight. Okay. And you see in right there, you can see that V notch. And there's another one on the other side. Right there. And there is cotton between this wall, this inner wall, and this outer wall. Again, it's 2 pop cans pushed together. The upper part of the pop can goes over top bottom. And then what I did, I took the bottom from another pop can and used it was a CV mount screw, and cut a hole in there, and basically that snuffs it out. Got a flame going, jets are going real good, put that out and it snuffs it out. Then I made another version that was even a little bit bigger, as you can tell. And it's got another bottom, but it's a little bit longer, as you can tell. And I'm showing all this out of the camera frame. You see this has got longer than what this one is. Okay, and I did put a split in it so it'd fit over it easily and be able to come back off easily. And I can't remember where I got the knob, put a screw in it, and like I said, I can use that to snuff it out. But this one again is deeper than the other one. It's got the holes. This is the top piece, and you can see how far down it comes. This is the bottom. And then I put some silicone around this to seal it up. You can see the kind of crinkle marks, and that's where the two cans slid together. And when you slide these, they're the same diameter. So the bottom one, take a pair of needle nose or a Leatherman and kind of crinkle it all the way around. Not all the way down, but some where this starts to slide over, and this is a friction fit. But again, you have the inner wall, and it's got cotton behind it, I believe. And I know it's going to be hard to see down in there. I think right there's one V notch, and there's another one right there. And these were actually stapled. I don't think you can see the staple, but you can see the seam, and there is a staple down in there that staples the middle of the can that I cut and made a circle to go down in here and fit around the inside part of the bottom. But the cotton acts as a wick, and then like I said, to snuff it out, there's no flame here, it's all burning right here. Snuff it out, just put that down over top of it, and it's snuffed out. So these are do-it-yourself alcohol stoves. And this is a store-bought, and it's cool enough now. Like I said, you put that O-ring over those jet holes, put your lid down, and just tighten it down, put that there, and then you can actually take that out of the stand, and there you go. Like I said, these are called alcohol stoves. This is a store-bought. This is all brass. They're also called transient stoves, I believe. These were do-it-yourselfers that I made. And I just wanted to share that because I've seen a guy talking about this, and he was kind of giving it down the road a little bit. And it was because the rubber O-ring didn't stay in the lid. Well, it's not intended to. It comes out, you can lay it over there. It's not glued in. And you just tighten it down. And then you can carry this thing, turn it upside down, whatever. It does not spill. Turn it upside down, whatever, and it don't spill. So, it's great for backpacking. These here, you put alcohol in them, you're going to have to burn it all up. You can't pack these. They're going to spill. They're going to leak. It's going to evaporate. In this, it does not evaporate. So, just wanted to share that with you about this one. You can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link to it. It comes with the stand. They're about like $12 with the stand and the stove. So just wanted to share that. Appreciate you watching J&J True Outdoor Adventures. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. That was fun saying. See you in the woods. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.